What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. And yes, we are awesome. I'm Justin, here with Meelz for yet another week in pro wrestling talk and culture talk. What's going on, Meelz?
What's up, man? I mean.
See, come on now.
Sorry, I can't. I'm a terrible. If you meet me in person or if you know me throughout the thing, I'm terrible at faking the funk. I can't fake funk very easily, but my attitude can improve over time, so that's always a good thing. So I expect this podcast to improve over time. But yes, I have a very piss poor attitude right now over things that are non-podcast related. So I'm gonna leave them off the podcast. But other than that, I'm chilling. I am here. I'm here to talk about a lot of things this episode. We got actually a stacked episode.
Yeah, we do. Let me just start off right now. I know I mentioned to the Discord that I'd be talking about this at the top of the show here. Before we do this, I want to send a shout out to Chalkline, my homeboy Jonas Guerrero at Chalkline. Do a lot of great wrestling merch. They sent out a really cool package to you Meelz and me and our winner Chris Mack of our Patreon contest a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. We had a 200th episode when we did it for the 200th episode, which was like a month ago. And yeah, we gave away some things. A lot of people got some things. A lot of people still got some things in the mail that's coming because Amazon is. Apparently, people really like Roman Reigns Funkos. Apparently, they aren't available readily anymore. They are sold, but they're gonna get them nonetheless. But shout out to Chalkline for delivering us. I got these sweet Bret Hart shorts. I actually got them in my hand right now, and yeah, listen, I can wear this, and people will know that excellence is in their future, or at least in my future. I've been executed.
Excellence all over your draws.
Don't say that, but. If you would love more cool wrestling merch, or really any merch, they got way more stuff than actual wrestling. You go to chalk-line.com. Yes, that said a dash. It is there.
Yes, sir.
And you cool stuff from there. So yes, shout out to those. Shout out to the Chalk Line.
So last week I said I'd be on vacation for the weekend.
Ooh.
I want you to know that I, in fact, did not go on vacation. I wasn't lying. Tickets were booked. Hotel room was booked. I'm going to tell you one thing right now.
Sure.
If you don't got your passport right now, y'all, get your damn passport.
I don't have a passport.
Get it now. The expedited used to be 6 weeks. It's now 12.
I need to get a passport.
Get it now.
I need a. Well, you know what? Yes, I do. I need to stop playing around. I really do. I really need to stop playing around, and get this passport.
So I'm not gonna bury her.
Please don't.
Because I love her.
Sure, of course. Almost
my fiance filed for a passport in August. They said it'd be here by the end of September. It did not come. I would say around the time after we finished recording last week, we found out that it was not, in fact, going to be here. And we had to go through all types of hell to change our flight, change our room, all of that stuff to a new day. And I'll be going to Cancun this month. But for anyone asking, no, I was not on the beach watching Extreme Rules. No.
No, clearly not. Clearly. You were in the slums with the rest of us, thugging it out over wrestling Discord. This was your response. This entire time.
This is legit pain.
Shout out to Mark for just a couple memes, man. Shout out to Mark, just in general. It is legit pain.
Did you see me and Mark and Cyrus playing Overcooked last Friday?
No. What was I doing on Friday? Shit. I'll tell you what I was not doing. Watching the rest of Rampage, I'll tell you that. But shit. Damn. Okay. All right. I need to get in on these things. So Friday, you say Friday night?
Yeah. Friday. We were playing Overcooked. If you don't know what Overcooked is, it's a game. It is a game where you and your friends play as chefs and you have to make dishes and serve them to the general population with obstacles, obviously, in the way. I don't think I've ever yelled and screamed at Mark more in my life than I did that night. I don't think. And then after the thing was over, we all argued on Twitch. So it was a real ramen talk on Friday where we all lived up to the name.
That's beautiful.
Damn, so if you get a chance, go to Mark's Twitch, my man MC. I think he might have the VOD up. It's hilarious. Okay. But speaking of food, well, not really speaking of
food, but you know what? We can make the association because we're professionals and we do the segue shit really, really well. We would like to welcome a brand new podcast to the RNC Radio family, the BLT. Yes, the BLT. For those of you not familiar with the BLT, is called the Black Lunch Table. It is hosted by, first of all, someone you should be familiar with if you listen to the A Show Network, Channing. So if you're a fan of Channing, you're gonna Channing and pretty much O'Shea, Ryan, names escaping me, but I will get there nonetheless. But they host the BLT podcast, and I've been a fan of them for a couple months, man. I've been tapped in because these guys make my listening experience very, very enjoyable when I'm at work or when I'm really kind of doing anything else leisurely. So this is a podcast where they pretty much answer life's questions in the most entertaining, possibly problematic way as possible. And it's just enjoyable. Listen, it's an adventure. I love it. I 100% co-sign this. I am very happy that they are now signed on to be part of this RNC Radio family. As you know, we love to promote everything young, cool, black. So shout out to Channing, Darius, Ryan, Shaq, and just the BLT pod in general. So with them coming on, we have two things. First thing I'll say is we're going to give you guys a preview clip of what you can expect from this podcast at the end of this podcast. So make sure you tune in for that. And you also subscribe to the BLT pod, which you can pretty much find everywhere. But then the second thing is I wanted to kind of reenact the BLT pod. I just kind of wanted to take their format and try to apply it for ourselves. I think it could be a cool little thing that we do. Are you ready, Justin?
I'm scared, but yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Think fast. Okay. But that is what they do. Okay, so we're gonna ask random questions inspired by the BLT podcast. I'm gonna ask you. Actually, we're both gonna answer these things. Let's do this. We're gonna go with 5 questions. And these are questions that obviously have been asked on the BLT pod before, so you can listen for their responses, but we're gonna give you our responses there. First question, Justin, what is your most toxic trait?
You gotta start
a lot of in answering this.
Sheesh.
Can I give you my most toxic trait?
Yeah, go ahead.
My most toxic trait is I like doing things a certain way.
I know, I see that, yeah.
And if they're not really done a certain way, I don't really want to do it.
You know what I see that with, and I never argue with you about this because I'm just like it's just Meelz. You change the A Show tweet every single week, and so I started what I started doing. I started trying to make it how you would make it, just to fuck with you.
I change the tweet every week because sometimes when you schedule the tweet, it comes up with the Bitly link. Because of the tweet thing, the scheduled tweet that you use TweetDeck.
Yeah.
they ignore the link that you put in and just change everything to a bit.ly, which I don't like. It's a very, very small thing. So I go in personally and I change it to the smart URL, and then I'd be like, oh, let me change some other shit around while I'm here, just to make it very copacetic and kind of thing. So yes, I do that.
I started fucking with you heavily.
What is your most toxic trait, friend? Don't get out of this. Come on.
My most toxic trait, I think I like to goad people. I'm a little bit better doing that like publicly, but I do it to everybody in the chat though.
Oh my god, that is your definitely most toxic trait. You definitely love to goad people. You definitely, it doesn't end. It ends when I say it ends. Is Justin.
all it take is yeah.
That is where my one word answer, which is sure, comes in.
Yeah, you really don't want to get into it with me.
Yeah, no, I really don't want to. Second question. Okay, this is a good one for you. What reality show would you be best on?
Ah, man, I would be really good on The Bachelor.
Ooh, wait, as The Bachelor or okay? I guess
either show.
Oh, okay.
I'd be really good.
Find true love and shit, or at least like the idea of true love or something.
I think I'd be brought back a lot because I just think that I used to think I'd be really good at the real world, but I'd be like, no, I don't think I'd be very like interesting as a character in the real world because that's like day to day.
Yeah. Shit. I probably would be best on.
Say The Challenge, nigga.
I want to. I really, really want to. And to be honest with you, when I go running, sometimes I picture I'm in the final. And I'm like, yo, how would I do in a final? Would I kill it? I'm not sure because I feel like everyone can run better than me. But yeah, I'm gonna say The Challenge. I think I have a good political game, and I can be friendly with everybody, but also I can make hard decisions that need to be done. And yeah, I kind of know how it goes.
Because with The Challenge, you don't really got to be good at like a lot of the athletic shit. You just got to be good at politicking.
Yes, as we can see by the show that's currently airing now. Yeah. Number 3, what kind of text laugher are you?
LMAO, caps.
Okay, yeah, that's very, very true. I'm a definitely crying emoji, specifically like 4 of them. I don't know how the 4 comes in. It just comes with 4, but yeah, specifically 4 of them. Crying emoji.
It's like a mnemonic device because if you think about texting, you texting kind of like a beat. You know what I mean? Like a beat, like a 4/4 time. So that's probably why you do it because you're used to. That's how you text.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It happens every time. Question number 4: is your high school crush still cute?
I feel like I want to keep. I feel like I don't know.
You pleading the 5th?
No, I'm not pleading the 5th. I was like, I feel like I got a story about my high school crush, but I feel like I would leave that to like Patreon or something. But I haven't seen her, but I'm pretty sure she's not. I didn't peak in high school. Let me just be clear. Like, I don't want to be mean, but like, I for sure didn't peak in high school, and I didn't use Twitter to kind of bring me back to my glory days. Like, I've always kind of been that guy. So.
And I am the same. I did not definitely peak in high school. First of all, I went to a high school that was 75% guys because it was like a vocational engineering type thing, and girls aren't really into engineering back then as they maybe are now. I'm not even sure. But when I did, I would say, I mean, kind of, yeah. She sells edibles now.
Oh, she's lame.
But yeah, why not? Yeah, I would say so. She reminds me actually of someone from the challenge currently that I'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, I would say so. Number 5, how long should your significant other wait for you if you're locked up?
If I'm in there after 5 years, for more than 5 years, she can move on. 3 years, like, well, come on.
Okay, let me see. I feel like, should I say 5 years? Depends on my sentence, right? Like, not even how much I say. If I'm sentenced to at least 5 years, yeah, then go. But if I'm sentenced to 3 years, I'm really getting out in like 2. So if you don't wait on me, I'll kind of like, you can wait like 2 years. Like, I don't know. I'm going to say 5 years is a good stretch. 5 years is pretty long, actually.
Come on, don't make her wait past 5 years.
Papoose waited for Remy all that time. That's in New York.
That's different. She got what he need.
Oh my god.
She got what he
Okay,
need.
so yeah. I mean, there are way more graphic questions I could have asked, which is fucking hilarious. But those are the 5 that we're gonna go with right now. If you want to hear an actual funnier version of all this, please subscribe to the BLT Pod. Once again, we're gonna do a little snippet at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned because they answer questions and they have the most hilarious discussions about it. And we're just 2 wrestling podcast hosts trying to figure out our lives.
No holds barred. Are you ready?
Let's talk about it.
I mean, we can first get through Extreme Rules, actually, if you want to get through that first.
Okay, yeah, let's do that because it's probably we can. There's quite I don't know if it's a conversation to be had. I feel like we have this conversation every couple months about a stupid finish.
You know what? Like, I think in the moment it was like, what the fuck? And then like 30 minutes later, I completely just forgotten about it. Like, it wasn't really that big of a deal to me anymore.
So, I mean, Extreme Rules last Sunday. A lot of people were watching. A lot of people were tuned in. Overall on the card, how you feeling about the card?
It delivered in the way that I thought that it would. It delivered. I think the last 2 matches were really stellar, other than the weird finishes. I don't think, here's the thing, like I think the finish can stop it from being like a perfect match, but I don't think it can make it a bad match. You know what I mean? Oof. Like, the finishes don't make it a bad match to me. No. I'm not of the mind of that. Like, I think it could, if I was leaning 4.5 and the finish was what it was, I'll knock it maybe like, okay, it was a 4 because it was still a great match. I'm not gonna knock it to a fucking 2. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make the match.
No, I wouldn't do that for sure. But it definitely was like it took a match. You know why? And I think Trevor said this best in the Extreme Rules spaces. Shout out to Trevor. He said the reason why we're so mad is because the match was so fucking good. Like, if the match had not been that fire, no one would have been like, that was so fucking dumb. Because it would have just been across the playing field. I think that I thoroughly enjoyed the match. Through all they went through the crowd.
We're talking about Roman and Finn.
Yes, Roman Reigns and Finn Balor, not any of the other stupid finishes on the show. But Roman Reigns calling for his mask, putting on the mask and then entering the crowd. I thought that was some bullshit. Them fighting on the kickoff table. I always love that. Love bringing in the environment to it. And this was I think the first time really that we got to see the superstars fight in the crowd again, especially post pandemic. I'm pretty sure they were pretty much told not to. But it was the first time seeing it. So you know what? It's fair. That finish, just describing that finish to me, it was so dumb, but recalling it now, it's so funny because you look at it, Finn Balor's out, he takes out the Usos, power bombs Jimmy through a table, or Jay through a table rather. He's knocked out. Then he starts convulsing on the ground. Music starts playing. I could have done without the music. The music was a little bit overkill.
I think they fucked up. I think they had the music playing because I feel like there were so many moving parts that they were like, oh, they put the wrong sound bed on.
So he's going up to the sound of his own music and he's climbing to the top rope, and then the top rope snaps out of nowhere and the lights return to normal. And that's where I was like, oh my God, he looks like a fucking idiot. It was just so dumb. I don't know. That all I can say is that finish was so dumb. It was very, very dumb. I need an explanation behind it, but it was dumb.
I think they get so in the weeds with having pay-per-views lead into something that they have to solve on the weekly TV shows, right? So like this could very well make sense. They could very well reveal who did it, but they should have did it on Sunday. You know what I mean? They should have said who did it on Sunday. They used to do that. They used to say who did it on, you know what I'm saying? But this is nothing but a path to lead to what it's going to be on the TV. If you're looking at it from, you know, Roman can't lose, you know, we were skeptical. You know what I mean? We thought that it was a good time to let it go and have Roman not have the title. But it does seem like they want him to have it for however long. You know, does this sour like your opinion of his title run now, knowing that like Brock is probably going to be the guy? Like, listen, man, if Brock is the guy, like I'm just like, then what was the fucking point? You know? Because he's not going to be on the show every week.
Right. I'll say this in regards to the last point, and then I'll get to this point. Sometimes WWE does too much with their supernatural things, and I think they overcomplicate it in a way that doesn't need to be overly complicated. I think they try to, and then they end up doing some dumb shit because someone had a bright idea that this would be cool to do, and realize it probably doesn't fit within the scope of a full wrestling show. And suddenly we get some supernatural shit that occur out of nowhere and have no good reason to explain it. So that's kind of my final opinion on what happened with that match. In terms of like who's kind of next with the whole Brock thing, if Brock wins this, here's the thing. I don't think Brock is going to win it, at least not the first time. I think this feud with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman that's involved is so complicated, so shades of gray, so much different things. You kind of want to juice that a little bit more. And I think you have, I mean, I don't even know if they need to do it at Survivor Series, but you definitely got the Royal Rumble coming up as well. But you'll need to fill up that stadium. And I think Roman and Brock, once again, is going to be able to do that. St. Louis, by the way, St. Louis, it's on a Saturday. Shout out to the pay-per-view wrestling gods who now put pay-per-views on a Saturday. I can't see.
Well, there is a good idea for them to do that because the NFL playoffs will be on. They're on Sundays.
Absolutely.
This year.
I don't think Brock is gonna win it. I don't know.
I trust you. And here's another thing. I don't think Finn is done at all with this thing. Like, let's see what the draft does. But I think that the fact they had to do so much, they overcomplicated the smoke and mirrors. I do agree with that. But I think that go ahead.
No, I think Finn, I mean, he beat him as a regular nigga, and then he also beat him as a demon. So I don't know what's next unless the demon turns Super Saiyan.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is that Finn had him beat twice. And they had to literally call Jesus to defeat him this time. I think that it makes him look stupid, but in their weird fucking way that they do things, it made him look strong, which is stupid but weird. But like, that's how they had to beat the demon, because we were wondering if he was going to be the demon. He for sure can't do it with regular means, and he didn't. You know what I mean? Like, he had to do everything. He got up from the spear through the damn barricade. He did everything. So we'll see what happens Friday. Again, it's the draft on Friday, bro. Like, a lot of this is going to get blown up anyway. And I guess they figured they didn't want to have Roman be in danger of being drafted to Raw sensically, because if he loses the title, Meelz, that means Raw will just get him. You know what I mean?
I have no idea how the draft works this year. I even forgot how it worked last year. Are the networks drafting, or any, like, how does this happen? Like, do they just shuffle people around shows? Or are they redoing the entire roster? WWE doesn't have a necessarily consistent way of how they do these draft things. But you're right. You're 100% right. Like, if Roman Reigns lost it, he would definitely be in jeopardy of losing it. But then I've also seen last year two tag team champions just passed the belts to each other and was like, there you go. So At this point, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, you just reminded me that the draft is absolutely on Friday. As if Raw didn't remind me enough. Like, you know. Anyway, um, we got the big encounter between Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Were you satisfied with kind of everything that happened and the quality of the match that we were given?
Just on the match itself, I felt as though I think everyone should be happy with what Becky gave to Bianca there. In her stature, Bianca took a lot. You know what I mean? It took a lot to beat her, and Becky couldn't beat her. And I think that what you do, again, like you said, the chase is more interesting, and then you add Sasha into the mix, regardless of how we might feel about what she did a month ago. It makes it more interesting, and it gives Bianca more adversity that she sorely needs, so that when she does win it back, it is a moment. I think she'll like it would make more sense for Bianca to probably have the title back by Royal Rumble, because you don't really want her winning the Royal Rumble again.
All right. So, I mean, I really don't know. Kind of all I know is that the Becky Lynch is the person that they're running with now, which is completely fair. I think, especially with crowds coming back, with everyone trying to sell tickets and stuff, Becky Lynch is a major star that you want highlighted at the top of the brand, and Bianca Belair definitely is one too. But if you got the man there, you got a lot of firepower and a lot of star power right there at your fingertips. In terms of the match that they give, I thought that match was incredible. I thought it's the benefit of them doing this on the house show loops. It's the benefit of them working with each other and having a really strong program. Becky Lynch giving a lot to Bianca Belair in these various moments. Bianca Belair responding. Wow, someone's car being broken into. But
New York
city. But yeah, no, I thought it was an incredible match. Now, in terms of the finish of the match itself, I mean, your boy called it. But Sasha Banks being inserted into this program, I'm completely fine with, but I still have questions. More so questions like, why? What happened? Which I'm sure will be answered in a very roundabout way on Friday Night SmackDown, but I'm interested to know where she was, why she wasn't on the damn show, and how the thing is, how we got here, they can be a perfect explanation. Maybe Becky Lynch beat ups. No, I think that they would have telegraphed that a little bit more.
You know what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do?
Talk about it.
They should run the triple threat on Friday for the title.
I know what you want to do.
Run the triple threat. I'm telling you, run the triple threat on Friday on the draft special. Have Becky pin Sasha or some shit and send her ass to Raw.
I knew that was what you were gonna say.
and then continue with what we was doing. We right back to what we was doing. Because essentially SmackDown is in a weird spot, because their first like 4 picks have to be niggas that are on the show already.
I mean, the bloodline is staying on SmackDown. I was strong.
Yeah, the number 1 pick has to be Roman Reigns. Like, let's just get that out there right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't have to, but at this point, I don't know how the draft works. I don't know who are these forces that are picking the shit for these shows.
But Meelz, if we're going by the rules of the last time they did this, Roman Reigns is first.
Right. If I'm Raw and I get to pick first, I would pick Roman Reigns because I'm fucking smart. But that may not happen because Roman Reigns is on SmackDown. It works well on SmackDown. Why ruin a good thing?
But then you got to get Bianca like second or Becky second.
Yeah, something along those lines. Essentially, really. Sasha Banks, in terms of the whole Sasha Banks thing, I'm fine with whatever they do right here. I think all 3 of them are pretty stars. I think what I would like to see on SmackDown is Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. That's what I'd like to see. Because I think an ass kicking is still owed. And we did a lot of promo for that match. That didn't actually happen. So I would love to see that. And I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the women Are the women going to Saudi Arabia?
I don't know. Good question. It's a lot of stuff under wraps for this show for some strange reason.
Saudi Arabia it's just seemingly the pay-per-view for October.
Yeah, there's no other pay-per-view this month.
Yeah, there's nothing scheduled. I looked at the shows, I look at the things. There's one super show on Sunday, but other than that, it's not a pay-per-view. And I'm pretty sure they've sold tickets for it and not advertising it as a pay-per-view. So Crown Jewel is the pay-per-view for the month of October. If the women are going this year, I'm very shocked to see kind of what's going to happen. But nonetheless, through it all, I expect Becky Lynch to continue to be women's champion through the month of October. That's what I'm expecting. One more women's match. Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is defeated by Charlotte Flair via was it even any chicanery? I can't.
No, she threw the doll at her, but she kicked her face like through her boot like 6 times.
This is the second time they faced off on the main roster. How did you feel like it was? Charlotte Flair, she don't miss in my opinion, but what say you?
It exceeded expectations. I think people were ready to see this match. I think people were excited. The crowd was hot. It was, other than the main event and Becky, this was probably like the second or third hottest match on the show. I think they did the damn thing. You can tell when Charlotte really wants to and really likes to face someone. And I think the one thing that I loved about the match is the size disparity between the two allowed Charlotte to do some really cool and athletic stuff that she normally can't do with other people. And I thought that was a really good look.
It was interesting to see Alexa Bliss. I mean, she in terms of, I mean, WWE does this often. She loses in her hometown, but
I hadn't even realized that it was her hometown until after. So like,
she's a maniac. You don't even realize this shit.
Yeah.
The end of this Alexa Bliss gimmick.
I think it's the end of this version of it. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I think she's gonna end up returning back to what she was. WWE does this thing where they're ending a gimmick or ending someone times, they like draw out that ending segment so much. Especially they do it with women. You look at Vicky Guerrero's exit when she got that like 10-minute segment of throwing women in pudding. You look at, and probably not the best part, Lita's exit.
That was terrible. That's a terrible example.
12 minutes throwing her panties into the crowd. When a gimmick is over, they just drag that shit out towards the end. So I feel like this is the end of this gimmick, especially with Lily killed, essentially killing kind of the gimmick, unless she can bring her back to life because she has supernatural powers.
Well, Alexa's also getting married soon, so I think she'll probably be off TV.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, good for WWE putting that on the docket. Listen, you get married and you get some time off. Where they do that at? I'll tell you,
everywhere.
We'll have a I guess a point on No Holds Barred of someone who got married and didn't really get time off, and now it doesn't even work with WWE anymore. Anyway, but nonetheless. This said, I think Alexa Bliss gimmick, she wasn't featured on Raw. I think it's kind of over with now. Reports are saying that she'll have a couple months off. I don't think she'll have a couple months off because they also said that about Edge, and now Edge is back next week. So, if you're spending $12.99 on Wrestling Observer newsletter reports, I would highly suggest you put that money elsewhere. Maybe we can actually go to No Holds Barred now. Let's do No Holds Barred.
Yeah, let's go. Let's high level thoughts. No Holds Barred. Sure. Last week was the first match between Kenny Omega and Brian Day. It's going to take a couple months. Brian Danielson on AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Many calling this the greatest match of all time, but later fixing it to say greatest TV match of all time.
Wrong on both accounts. Can we just be wrong on both accounts? Like, to be honest with you, if you think this is one of the greatest TV matches of all time, you know what? I'm not even going to disagree with you totally, because this was a fantastic television match. I've read ended in a draw. So I'm just not going to count it as one of the best television matches of all time. However, I thought it was a good showing for AEW, and it shows kind of the worth and kind of what Daniel Bryan brings to the table of a show that desperately, I think its best wrestling matches end up with a lot of theatrics to it. And Bryan Danielson grounds this show very, very much and kind of introduces a new style to it. Probably brought on from years in the WWE, to be honest with you. I like the match. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I thought I'm a harsh critic. So 5 stars is a lot to give.
I watched it, and I also watched another match this week.
Talk about it.
I watched Utami versus Shiori from Stardom.
Ooh.
From June.
Little Stardom match? Little spot callery?
It's a little spot callery. It's coming soon. I watched that. I didn't think it was better than that. TV or not. But
it has energy to it.
I think that what this showed was that people don't actually watch what they be watching, and they don't realize how much your style has to work for a TV audience. And that's the one thing that in watching Dynamite and AEW for a month is what was something I didn't see. They weren't playing to a TV audience that loves to consume this. Daniel Bryan has been indoctrinated into that for over a decade and how to perform a great match on TV. Whether he's taking these crazy bumps or not, he knows the timing of when to take them. This was the first AEW match to me that didn't actually feel like an AEW match at all. It felt like a sports entertainment match. I'm not going to put a company on it. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to say it felt like sports entertainment. The entertainment and storytelling part of it and the sports part of it were meshed together. Usually in AEW, you only get maybe C-level entertainment, and the rest is all athleticism and acrobatics, right?
Because if this is any other person, someone kicks out of the one-winged angel.
Yes.
There's like 3 kickouts of some other finishing maneuver or something along those lines. Daniel Bryan, make sure to take his time with this shit, because I don't even think he even hit the one-winged angel in this match?
No.
Because you know why? Because he already knows the next match is coming.
Exactly.
So he doesn't want to give that away, especially in the match that's actually a draw. So I think it's the pacing, it's the timing, it's the invaluable kind of intangibles that Daniel Bryan brings to the table that made this match so good. You know, I want to give it 5 stars. I really do, but I'm just so...
Give the next match that. Give the next match that. I think that Daniel Bryan is the best signing that they've had, much akin to when TNA signed Kurt Angle. He changed the culture of that company when he went there. He just did. And I think Daniel Bryan could be that for this company by they got a real star now. I'm not saying Punk isn't a real star, but Punk isn't like a wrestling star anymore. You know what I mean? Like he is ubiquitous with the culture. But when it comes to just the actual art of doing it, Daniel Bryan changed the game in a lot of ways. And I think that when Punk left, he opened the door for him to do so. So I put it on AEW to do right by Daniel Bryan, because from what I saw, he's doing what he said he was going to do, and that was elevate everyone around him. And I think that match was definitely it.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, in terms of the rest of the Grand Slam, it looked fun. It looked like it was a fun time being there. Everyone had their matches. I mean, I would, again, the inexperience of AEW, I think the way the show was, I don't want to say the pacing, what is it? The order of the matches on the show could have been way better, especially if you want to retain ratings. They blew their load both nights, Wednesday and Friday, with the first match, and expected people to stick along, especially on Friday. What, 10 o'clock show?
We was swinging on Martin reruns.
I know I was. But yeah, it's just a bit like, I feel like as much as, first of all, I thought the Britt Baker Ruby Soho match, as much as it's great that they're main eventing, I don't feel like it was worthy of the main event, if I can say that without.
Whoa, buddy.
Here's the thing: the match was decided 2 weeks ago, and it's closing a show for whatever reason, when clearly what should be closing the show is Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega. And I would have said, I mean, I think this is extremely hot take, of course, yeah, but like as popular as Britt Baker is and stuff like that, like you don't just throw them out there and expect, especially AEW's audience, where you haven't really conditioned them for a lot of these women matches and stuff like that, and haven't made them encounter, and just say like, oh, we're gonna give them the main event now. Aren't they special? I think that yeah, they hot shotted it. Like it wasn't. This wasn't a main event match, in my opinion. It's just a match that kind of closed the show, and I think it was definitely a match that was, how can I say this? Should have been touted on the card for sure, but nah, I don't think it had enough steam for it to close a show, especially in New York, and for it to kind of like thing. And then I'll say that I thought Rampage was also the same thing. They did the Punk match early, which the Punk match was much better than, I think Punk's performance in this was much better than the Darby Allin match. And yep. I hope people see that I wasn't capping when I was like, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk looks completely out of it. Like, he doesn't look like he was a wrestler anymore. Like, I would rate this match higher than the Darby Allin match, because CM Punk seemed very competitive in this match. And yeah, I don't know. A Grand Slam, AEW. They had a grand week, and they filled up a lot of time in there.
With all of that, they still didn't like beat their records.
Nah, because they fucked up the placement of the shit on the show.
Meelz, I don't think the placement would have.
I think so. Yes, I think so. I think people.
It wouldn't have broke their record.
I think people would have. A lot more people would have stuck around throughout the show. I think the viewership dipped throughout the show because you gave them everything that they wanted to watch out of the jump. And then you try to say, oh, don't you want to see this too? Don't you want to see Cody? Oh my God, didn't you miss Cody? He's going to have a TV show soon. Don't you want to see him at the top of the hour? No.
Are you going to watch this? Are you going to watch that shit?
Fuck no. Send me the Twitter clips, please. That's what I'll watch. I'm not going to watch that shit. Ugh. I don't like neither of them that damn much.
Next up on the docket.
Let me see what
Grand Metalik. Huh?
Here. I said, let me look at the Miz's score on Dancing with the Stars while I'm here. Keep going.
Okay. Grand Metalik has reportedly requested his release from the WWE.
Ooh. This is alarming for Metalik Hive. And I am Metalik Hive. I think it's saying that he cites that a lot of opportunity isn't coming his way, which is fair. I mean, if you feel like you're not getting it there, you're like, yo, I want to go somewhere else. I want to go back to Mexico. I think truly the only person who's really touted the talents of Grand Metalik over the last number of years has been Daniel Bryan and maybe Corey Graves on commentary.
Go hang with them niggas then. I think it's funny how, like, I don't think they should let him go, but I mean, I think they should give him more to do.
But 2023, so
yeah, I think they should definitely do something with him. But like, isn't it funny how they like let go of all the white people, and now there's literally nothing but like people of color on these shows? Like Raw was like all people of color.
Good for that, man. I love that. Love that energy. Yeah, they should do something with Grand Metalik. I mean, Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, Lucha House Party, they're currently doing their thing somehow, somewhat. But if not, split them up in the draft, do something with them on SmackDown, come up with a gimmick, send them to NXT 2.0, 205 Live, something. Have them do something. I think Grand Metalik has a lot of talent. I'm on my primo soapbox right here.
All right, I'm not listening to that. Next next up on the docket, Coach Jonathan Coachman.
Ooh.
Interview about his exit from the WWE. I had read some of it. You asked me about this earlier. I did read some of it. I read the Corey Graves thing a couple weeks ago or a week ago.
Well, you could see that one coming from a mile away. Them niggas would talk over on commentary. They'd be like, "Yeah, all right, nigga." Well,
they didn't say nigga, but like,
no, of course not. But like, they were like, Corey Graves and Michael Cole would be talking and having a point, and then Coach would come in like, "But guys, he's working over the arm," and Corey Graves would be like, "Well, duh, Coach. Thanks a lot." You know, it never seemed like it was jiving that well on commentary for Coach.
Yeah, I mean he had lost a couple steps. It's tough. It's a tough job, yo. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's a tough gig.
So he did a whole tell all. You would have thought he was on Taxstone or something the way he was spilling this tea. He talked about what went wrong during his second stint in the WWE. He said essentially, I mean, he just thought that I guess he wasn't appreciated enough, especially for the things that he does, and he was kind of pushed to the side. He said he already had this deal going on where he was going to do things over this golf channel, so he would be missing 5 Monday Night Raws out of the year. And he missed 5 Monday Night Raws of the year, and Renee would fill in or David Otunga would fill in, but by the time it was the 5th one, niggas was like, yo, you doing something else on the side and not WWE? Oh, nah. So they pushed him off of commentary and put him onto the kickoff show, which he said he was fire. He said that was fire because he still got paid the same and only had to come in once a month. But he says that he wanted to be, he's like, to be honest with you, I didn't enjoy it in terms of his time with commentary. I wanted to be heel Coach. I wanted to bring that character back. Vince, again, this was him trying to take care of me. This is where sometimes I wish they would trust us a little bit more. But because of my time at ESPN, he wanted to protect that credibility. And he felt like if I went back to talking trash, being a manager of someone, they wouldn't have the credibility of Monday Night Raw with me at the desk, and I would lose it from ESPN. I think a lot of this leverage with Coach came from their ESPN relationship that they had. Remember when they would be featured on Sports Center? They would have Brock come in, talk to Michelle Beadle. He cites kind of like a lot of that relationship. Actually, he makes a big cite. He was like, that relationship helped them land their $1 billion TV deal with Fox. He said,
listen, man.
He said, Jonathan Coachman said that someone from one of Vince McMahon's people called him in the middle of the night, was like, yo, we got TV deals coming up. We would like to be featured on ESPN a little bit more so we can use that as leverage. And he went out of his way. He don't even work for WWE, but he went out of his way to fight for WWE in this instance. And they managed to get a lot of stuff on Sports Center. And he said that was part of the leverage for the big $1 billion deal that they got from Fox. He says, so when that deal was done and the president, whoever at the time, gave us credit, me and my crew, for helping get a $1 billion deal at Fox because we got their content on Sports Center where it had never been done before. Not even close. We made it happen.
Okay.
Coach.
Listen, like
Big Bang Coach, baby.
I was never a Coach fan. When he came back. I'm glad that, shout out to him. Black people connect the dots.
Yeah. The second stint seems, a little snake bit, but he had a good run. I like the initial Coach.
He wanted to be a heel again, and I don't think people remember how terrible he was at that job.
He got a lot of heat from that job too, because there would be times featured in the Royal Rumble, and other superstars who felt like they should have been featured in the Royal Rumble were kind of tight because he was in the Royal Rumble, but not even an actual wrestler. To which Coach was like, "Yo, nigga, get over." It's not me.
It's so weird. It's so weird. People get mad at like that thing, like the get over thing, but then get mad when someone's like, "Well, they just weren't getting over." It's all like it's all opinion based. It's all like what they see, the eye test. Like,
absolutely.
Who are we to like? No one's a booker. You know what I mean? Like, no one is. No one could have imagined I'm gonna tell you right now. No one imagined Nikki Ash being where she is right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Nobody did.
No, you're right.
They thought she should have been the cycle person her whole career. I'm glad she knew.
Listen,
I'm glad she knew.
Shout out to Jonathan Coachman with this tell-all. Best of luck. He works at CBS Sports now, so good luck over there.
Oh, with the old people. All right, cool. We'll be right back on the A Show. We're gonna wrap up really quickly Raw and SmackDown when we get back on the A Show.
Because when you put your hands around my son's neck at SummerSlam and choked him unconscious, leaving him in the middle of the ring, you had the balls to come out and say that it was a misunderstanding. There's no misunderstanding, Bobby. Just like when my son was born, and I swore on everything holy that I would do everything in my power to protect him from anything and anyone that would try to hurt him. You hurt my son, Bobby Lashley. And now, I will fulfill the promise I made to my wife, to my son, and to you, Bobby. I'm going to hurt you real bad. Hell, if I'm lucky enough, I'll even kill you.
All right, I had to stop right there. Did you look up? Like, I was doing something different. I was like reading something, and then when you said kill you, I said, whoa.
I was like, you can say you can kill someone on Raw.
They said a lot of shit on Raw that I didn't think you could say on Raw last night.
Like shit.
Twice.
Listen. Good Lord. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Hold on.
The optics of that, okay, I'll admit, are a little wrong with the white guy saying he's going to kill a black man. But I like that promo from Goldberg. I think Goldberg's been cutting some pretty good promos for the past year.
I think so. I mean, he's been doing this. Listen, it's been good for him. This run has not been bad. This run has really not been bad at all. So shout out to, but yeah, killing. Nah. I tried not to feel triggered in a way about, I was like, oh, white man say you're going to kill a black man on Raw. I should be concerned. But I couldn't help but be concerned. I'm not going to lie.
It's fake. It's fake.
But maybe someone at home was like, yeah, kill him. Maybe. Kill him. We need to kill him. Lashley's. Touch my thumb.
Oh my God. Goldberg's coming back. What was he aiming at? It's obvious that, I think it's pretty obvious at this point, WWE wants to do Roman and Big E in November. It's pretty obvious.
Goldberg might have to show up on SmackDown, baby. You might have to show up on SmackDown.
I think Crown Jewel, Bobby Goldberg, send the fans home happy. I think that's also why he got the Hurt Business back. We'll talk about that on Raw. But Goldberg's definitely going to play a part in either of the two big shows they have in October and November, though. He's got 2 more matches left, so he'll probably be on both those shows.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I want to give a Miz Hive update. Miz got a 26 on Dance with the Stars last night.
Oh God, here we go.
Dance with Nothing But a Good Time by Poison. Never heard this song in my life, but must be some, He danced a tango to it too. What the fuck? Okay, all right. Listen.
Is he gonna stay? Is he actually gonna stay? He survived 2 weeks, right?
He survived 2 weeks. He's not eliminated. Homeboy, Martin Cove was eliminated. You know who Martin Cove is?
No.
He was in the Karate Kid. Old guy, Karate Kid.
I'm gonna say this right now. I have never seen the Karate Kid.
Wow, not even like when it was free on television?
Nope, never seen it.
Damn. Okay. Well, listen. People I'm pulling for, clearly, The Miz and Whitney. Yo, she got to be white, because who spells their name Whitney with, like, sans the R-H? Yo, what is going on here? Come on. Amon Shumpert out here. dance to "You Know What's Up" by Donnell Jones. Listen.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He danced to Rumba to "You Know What's Up" by Donnell Jones.
That's kind of hard.
That's fire, baby. I'm gonna go look up it. Listen, Iman Shumpert, if you win this, by all means. But I don't know. It's looking like JoJo COI. She looks like she's cleaning house on this show because
she looked up and said, "Nigga, you a bitch." Me.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, John Morrison nowhere to be found.
SmackDown bound.
Took the L for this feud. He was like, you know what? Let my mans go be a dancing superstar. I'll chill out for a bit. I'll chill out.
Well, I mean, wasn't he like hurt and stuff? Like I would imagine he's probably cool with it because like he hurt his knee or whatever.
I think he's on Main Event this week.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Quick thoughts on SmackDown. Main Event.
I thought it was an enjoyable show. I'm not gonna lie. I think SmackDown's cooking with gas, even if nothing really happened. I thought Shinsuke and Apollo pretty clear that Apollo won't be on the show very much longer.
No,
they're gonna put him on the Black Show on Raw.
Put him on Raw, baby. Come on. With the
I thought Montez in the main event really showed that he deserved and he belonged to be there, and I think Roman once again elevated him to show that, hey, this is someone you should be looking out for in the future. I thought that main event was really, really good. Montez just has the timing down. I think he's missing maybe one thing. I don't know what it is yet. He's missing one thing to me.
Let me say something about this match though.
Okay.
Sorry. Finish up with the one thing.
I don't know what it is, so go ahead.
What was your reaction to when this nigga stepped on the table and the whole shit collapsed like connects?
It's telling that when Pat McAfee was dancing on there, it did nothing. But when the power and the strength of the black man that's had the whole world on his shoulders for so long stepped on it broke.
My nigga said, Pat McAfee said, "Oh shit." And then said, "Must have been my fat ass dancing on that table earlier." And I was like, nice save.
This past weekend of Pat McAfee has solidified to me that he's going to be the first HOF inductee to be eligible in only 6 months, less than 6 months on the job.
Oh my God. Between that save and Dragon Sleeper, he's got the Dragon Sleeper on. I love wrestling. Yeah, I mean, that was SmackDown for me. I mean, I didn't,
Naomi got carried away by what? Can we stop? Here's my thing, okay? I hate when they do that, when people do this online. Stop making it like a race thing. Stop.
They want you to play into that a little bit too. I low key. They
want you to. They want you to, but be smarter.
They want but they gave her time. I mean, she was out there. She got the whole entrance. She got a commercial break through it. She came out. Sonya Deville was like, "What are you doing?" Sonya Deville. Here's the thing with Sonya Deville. She be pulling back her little blazer thing like she got the strap on. She be pulling that back like she got a badge on her or something. I'm like, yo, shawty, chill out. She be pulling that thing back it's really so you can see the belt. But she be pulling that shit out. Yeah. She got a bag.
Yo,
got a gun.
Wrestlers with Louis belts, they be thinking that shit is like the most expensive shit ever.
Yeah. I ain't the champion, but damn it, I'm rich. Like they be that little LV, little GG. You're like, yo, niggas in high school got them belts too. You know that, right?
There's somebody in the crowd that got one of them belts.
Easily. I mean, it just is what it is. Monday Night Raw, which was a lot more bountiful show.
Yeah, a lot more happened on Raw. Hey man, can we call it?
I mean, dude, what are we calling? We have many things to call.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's been good for the last month. It's been good.
It's a good show.
I stepped away for a little bit, and I feel very confident in that part of the show where I stepped away with, because I didn't even know it was coming, and then when I came back, I completely missed it.
Hurt Business Mike.
Listen,
here's my thing, right? I'm sure someone said they're not going to explain. I don't give a fuck.
No, fuck, bro. It should have been separated in the first place. First of all, Shelton Benjamin, I'm not even sure if he's like, you got to buy all them suits back. My son was like, well, at least I don't got to go to the tailor every month. No, nigga, we back in action. Get your suit game up. You too, Seti. Get your suit. Take them grills out your mouth with the fangs. Take them fronts out your mouth. We back in action. Her business is back. I'm not mad at it. Listen, black faction on black faction crime.
In the main event, nigga.
In the main.
Yeah.
In the main.
Listen, just like I said 2 weeks ago, we shouldn't have to ask for it. Just give it to us.
What if they What if they ain't got nothing to give, Justin?
You got something.
You got
the name of your show is called Dark. You got something.
Jeez Louise.
Put the niggas back on the show, man.
They got him on Dark. They for sure got him on Dark.
Raw is dark.
Raw is dark.
WWE Dark.
Listen, we here, baby. Come on.
Monday night dark.
Friday nights too. You saw them
Friday night dark with a swirl. There's some swirls in there. We cool with it.
You saw the Usos, Otis and them pulling up to the Usos.
They said, nigga, you in the wrong show.
Put up you better be making sure you're not on Raw next week with them.
It said, nigga, ain't you supposed to be in Jacksonville? That's what we put on. That's what we send all y'all niggas.
2.0 down the street over there.
You can't go to 2.0 either. Trick Williams at the door. Trick Williams only allowing bunnies in. That's only bunny talk.
I don't know why.
Hey, NXT this week looks really, really good, though. I'm not going to lie.
It says ladies' night on NXT this week.
You feel me? Hey, am I free before 11?
I'm free. I'll tell you that right now.
Shit. Let's
see. Okay, so her business is back. They had the little switcheroo. Just be clear. For everyone watching Monday Night Raws during this football era. If a match is announced for the start of show, it will also be happening at the end of the show. Just got to let you know from now on. It's either going to happen or some iteration of the match is going to happen at the end of the show. Adam Pearce and all his, great mind. Oh my God, his mind. Decided, hey, we're going to book a steel cage match main event for Monday Night Raw. And I was like, ooh, wait a minute now. Hold up. So we got Big E versus Bobby Lashley in a steel cage match. And I'll be honest with you. Can I give a little hot take on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was too long.
The issue that I have with these two, and what I think that potentially the next few that Big E will rectify, is that Big E and Bobby are way too similar to be having matches that long.
Yeah. To be honest, it first started off with Bobby Lashley really beating Big E's head in for 5 minutes around the ring. And the match went on another 20 minutes, which I was also like, I feel like this should be shorter. I feel like if someone gets to jump on you, it shouldn't be lasting this long. But, we building champions here. So the match went on another 20 minutes in the show, cleared up. Big E, a massive, meaty, sweaty mess at the end of the show, comes out the victor. And his next challenger is up. Right up. Bring it to his front door. Holding a weapon, by the way.
We up. I said we up. I'm tapped in every Monday. We up.
McIntyre versus Big E, WWE Championship.
I want everybody to know that we up. We back up. Vince said I'm loading up. What's happening?
I mean, this ruins my theory of Drew McIntyre ending up on SmackDown, but hey.
Well, he said they had to walk it back on Raw Talk. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Drew said, "Well, I would like Big E, but if I go to SmackDown, I want Roman Reigns."
My favorite tweet was T-Bar's tweet, where he was like, "I want the Raw Tag Team Championships. Unless I get drafted to SmackDown, then I want the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. But if we're split up, then I don't know what I want." Jack.
I think the biggest thing is, and I think people get way too people get really people. I think regular people get really offended at the fact that they don't know where they're gonna go. Because it's like, isn't that part of like the rib that you like NBA people don't know where they're gonna go?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
NFL people don't know where they want to go. It's only like now that like NBA players have just started knowing where they're gonna go because they've been demanding to go. But like,
want to go here.
Yeah, but it's like when wrestlers don't know, I'm just like, that happens in every sport, you know. They don't know where they're gonna go when they get traded to. It just happens. It's not like your travel.
Yeah, it's just
drastically changes.
It's just on Tuesday instead of Friday. Like,
it's a new work schedule. It happens.
Well, you know, different guys. Some people got The Fire. Some people got Call of Duty. Other people's got Among Us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different vibe backstage. Technically, I'm assuming they want to be on the whatever side of the roster that Xavier was on if you were a video gamer. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Exactly. Next up on Raw, Keith Lee's re-debut as Keith. Say what?
I said we going long this week.
Oh, we are. We got to get through the show. Keith Lee re-debuts as Keith Bearcat Lee. I think the name was actually introduced when he was on Main Event last week. That's the first time people had heard it.
Yep.
But it's the first time he was on Raw. New attitude for Keith Lee. Comes out, squashes Akira Tozawa, walks back to the ring. I'm fucking with it.
I like it. The re-debut of Keith Lee. Let's just forget what we knew before and introduce to what we are now. I'm happy he's on the show. Let's get him on the show. Listen, it's perfect timing for everything. Everyone asks, where's Keith Lee? Where's Keith Lee? Keith Lee should be on the show. Things take time. Things take priority. They don't just do shit for no reason. It's similar to what I think is going to happen to Toni Storm, which we'll talk about. I guess maybe we'll do a little draft prediction at the end of this. But similar thing.
You're going to start with her?
Yeah, I think so. They did it with Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair had vignettes on Raw. Well, I don't even think she had vignettes on Raw, but they had to do vignettes for her on SmackDown when she was going over to SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They re-debuted her. So, you know, things always don't work out, but we get back to you. That's what Vince said.
We got you.
Great matches on Raw. Riddle versus Styles.
AJ is so protected. I really didn't feel like he needed to win that match.
I guess they were trying to establish this contender shit since they lost their actual contenders to MVP via injury.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think they're just like, all right, let's throw him back in. Let's give him a win.
Why is Randy taking so many days off?
Listen, you take that with the man who negotiated his contract. He was like, listen, I work 40 Raws out of the year, not 41. I don't care what program it is. Riddle's there. I mean, that's kind of it. And then Damian Priest and Sheamus had another banger on Monday Night Raw.
Is this the last time that we're going to see Sheamus on Raw?
I hope not. I don't want him on SmackDown. Keep him on the show where you need to wrestle. You need to fill up a large amount of time with wrestling. Don't keep him on the show where I got to hear him cutting these very bad promos that I don't care about. And you can't really do anything too story with him because he's not really a story drama kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's clearly a wrestler. He's clearly an Irishman who beats people up. Stick him on the show where you just beat people up. Keep him on with SmackDown. Got to give a shout out to Shayna Baszler for restoring the feeling on Monday Night Raw. She's doing the Lord's work. Just eradicating I think her plan is, I'm hurting everyone on the roster, so it's only me and Charlotte left.
Listen, man, it's a lot of women about to be off on PTO. for the next couple of weeks. Shane is clearing the roster so that there can be new women coming. It's been heavily rumored that there's going to be call-ups from NXT this week. So she's making room, and I would imagine that since there needs to be more men than women, or more women than men that need to come up from NXT, I think this needs to be basically all women from NXT draft when they come up to the main roster.
Let's clear
them out.
Let's do short predictions. Then we'll get onto our friends BLT, and then we will sign off. But let's do a little short prediction. Who do you think is going to SmackDown?
Oh my God. Okay, so is this from NXT or is this from just in general?
Just in general. Can be NXT or Raw. Who do you think is going to SmackDown?
SmackDown needs EO. SmackDown, in my opinion, needs Johnny Gargano. I think would be great.
I like that.
I think that Drew should probably go to SmackDown, even though the tease of Big E really did excite me. I do think Drew needs to get some new scenery and be top babyface on there alongside Finn. I think that I really think AJ should move again, but I don't think they're going to move him. I think that Doudrop should go to SmackDown as well. That's just my high level thoughts.
I think if I had to choose who's going to SmackDown, I would say Bobby and the Hurt Business needs to go to SmackDown. I would say
them too. Yeah,
I would say. Oof. Good Lord. I'm trying to pick a lot of people who are multidimensional because I think SmackDown is somewhere you got to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk. But I will also say, do I want to say The Miz? Just for no reason? The Miz and John Morrison should move to SmackDown. I think we had enough.
That'd be cool.
Wrong. And then also I'm going to give it to Nia Jax.
She's out. I already knew she was out as soon as she got in.
Bianca toss her into the sun. And then if I had to do call-ups, I would agree with Johnny Gargano. And I mean, that's who I'm going to do right now. Johnny Gargano.
It just feels like the Johnny Gargano story is over. Like, I feel like he could realistically go try it out on the main roster to me.
Right.
And in a way that Ciampa, in my opinion, like I think he just fits better there, being the elder statesman there.
I would just call up the entire The Way, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think their story arc is finished. I think they're done. Like, call up Austin Theory, call up Johnny Gargano, call up Thing, have them work together, because SmackDown's not really a show where everyone's going to get their time. Just have them all work together on the same damn show.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Going to Raw.
Sasha Banks.
Okay.
Sasha Banks, Otis and Gable can go. I think you should probably put Zelina on Raw as well.
Okay. I'll put Carmella on Raw for sure too.
I think that Casey Catanzaro and Lacey should go to Raw.
Ooh, okay.
As a tag team. I think Raquel Gonzalez should go to Raw as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
KO
Raw. KO to Raw. Will he be around long enough?
On Raw? Whether you getting beaten down by Bobby on SmackDown or Bobby on Raw, it's gonna happen nonetheless. I would put him on Raw.
Man, I see a lot of NXT people going to Raw. I think if you want to put another guy there from NXT, I put LA Knight there. I really don't feel like they should wait on Cameron Grimes either. Just put him there. Put him in a position and see what he does and on Raw.
Corbin on Raw?
No, he must SmackDown.
Okay. All right. Toni Storm, I'm saying, is going to Monday Night Raw.
That's fair.
She'll have more time to wrestle. She got more time to do things there. Like, she's not getting any time on SmackDown. She gets no burn. Everyone wants Liv, apparently. So, hey. how about this? So we promised this entire show. It's been 90 minutes thus far if you listen to the Patreon version. Let's get into the BLT clip on the show. You can once again subscribe BLT Pod on everything. The BLT Pod on everything. Listen to our guys' newest podcast. Join the RNC Radio family, and we will be right back to end off the A show.
Some woman's face and her man's not faithful. I just want to let you know you got an ain't shit, nigga. Yeah. And like I just had to come to you first, even though you don't know me and like my titties are out on my pictures. I just want to let you know.
Almost proves their narrative. Some girl I feel like that stems from somewhere. For a girl to go out their way to do that, it's like, okay, either you've been in this position before, or you have this hatred for men, just in some way to be like, let me go let another girl know why like men ain't shit.
Part of that is too is it usually like kind of goes along with the following thing. I think a lot of times, and this is men and women, but like they kind of trick themselves into the fantasy that like this person cheated with me, but they also like have to like me on some level. And so when they find out the nigga doesn't like them, it's like, oh, I ruined my life for nothing. I was a slut for nothing.
Fuck.
I fucked this guy and he didn't even like me. Yeah. And then they have to go tell the girl because it's like, no, I'm not going to look like an idiot. You need to look like an idiot too because now we both look dumb.
And it's, that's why I think girls are, for whatever situation it is, if their relationship isn't giving something that they're looking for, because they always want every piece of the pie. Yeah, so if I can't get the fourth piece of the pie I need attention and my man's always working all the time, I'm going to go out and with my girls, maybe I may not do anything, but I know these guys are going to look at me and buy me drinks and that is good for me.
Yep. It's like, sometimes they're like, if the right guy comes around and says the right thing,
that's what I'm saying.
Then like I will do something.
So they're getting their satisfaction no matter what.
Yeah, it's like you said, a lot of girls, I think, especially if they cute, and you can always tell the ones who was cute. And like you could tell they used to having niggas be up in their face, but since they've been engaged, they ain't got the love. Because niggas know that's Byron's.
You're not supposed to get the love.
But then they get somewhere new, a new city where no one knows about Byron. Yeah. Then they start getting that heat again. I feel like they just get caught up in it.
They get caught up, and I think going off of that, it's funny because because we're wholesome content, we're wholesome black men. But I'll tell you this, sometimes even like
it's a number one.
Yeah, number one. Let y'all know that we're very wholesome. I gotta let y'all know that
above everything else.
Nothing else. I'm wholesome.
But like it's interesting in these situations again, and we say this from a lot of data that sometimes you'll be like, you have a fiance. Then it's like, well, what's that mean? So like now you're like, I'm saying, you got a fiance, or somebody's saying, we have a fiance. And then like, well, what does that mean? It's like,
that means you have a fiance.
But even just that question alone is basically their way of saying like, what's that mean to you? Because it doesn't mean anything to me right now.
That meant
it's
you
like,
were gonna fuck me, but I guess I was wrong.
Okay, let's change the playbook. Then,
and I think I'm at a point now where I think I'm not trying to make an excuse because no one deserves an excuse for that, but it's just like human nature. I think at some point throughout your relationship with this girl for the rest of your life, when y'all married, at some point your girl is going to entertain another man, whether we are around or not.
Oh yeah,
don't slip up, man.
And the levels of entertainment could just go from anywhere where your girl's just talking to him too long, or she's hugging him, or just something but it's gonna happen. I think it's just women.
But you gotta know when to cut it off.
Yeah, but and that's my thing. It's like as a woman and man, like it's your responsibility to cut it off.
Right.
So like for anybody that's about to be like ask these questions, or like, why don't you as a man stop the girl from like, that's not my job.
It's not his job.
Nobody will look out for me. My queen. Nobody will look out for me.
That's what I'm saying. We don't owe these girls to be like, I'm not gonna be stand up guy and just be like, hey, you're cheating. Whoa, stop it.
He said, well, now how would your boyfriend feel? She's like, I don't give a fuck. Now what are you gonna say?
But I give a fuck.
He said, well, I give a fuck. Well, you shouldn't do this. It's like, all right, well, somebody else will. It's like,
okay, Square Bob. It's gonna be Square Bob.
It's also like the flip side. As a nigga, like this is why I say this lovingly and respectfully and consensually. You gotta really be smutting your girlfriend out, because I feel like a lot of times, kind of like what they're saying, it's like they don't get the attention they want. Yeah. And so you gotta sometimes give your girl the attention as if she was a hoe at the bar.
You really do.
You can love her on Thursday, but Friday you need to be like,
because when she puts this on, that's what she wants. Because when like
trying to talk to her kind of crazy.
When people I know talk to them and they say like whatever, and they're like, oh, like whatever. It's like
that's why looking real fat today.
Damn, Ma, where you going, Ma? Where your man at, Ma?
That's what I'm saying. That's all like you. A lot of people got to think about this though.
Okay, so I see you, man.
White toes.
Okay, I see you.
Okay, white toes.
Where you lying?
You paint them pants on, girl? God.
That's what I'm saying. And you got to think about this even anywhere in time. If you're giving a girl attention,
yes,
you got to think about it transactionally. It's okay. You are giving her what she wants right now. Exactly. So like now you got to think as
everybody likes validation.
Yeah, it's like all right. So what are you getting out of this? You're giving her free attention. Right. So like if you, that's what I'm saying. If you if you just talking to this girl for a while, you gotta understand there's a reason why she's talking to you.
And if it's attention, because I think that like what Channing said earlier about compartmentalizing things, I think sometimes women also potentially compartmentalize like their sex life.
Yeah.
And if like, you know, after a while, maybe you're in a relationship and like you're not smutting your girl out like you did when you first got together. You're kind of like, y'all, I mean, however you guys are having sex, but it's maybe not like as nasty or raunchy or spontaneous as it could be with some guy she just met who's talking to her crazy, and that's all he wants. And like it's coming from that position, and like that's how the situation goes.
Yeah, but so for men this week, fuck your girl in the bathroom.
No, right?
Yeah, bro, just catch her.
Homework assignment number 2.
Catch her. Just catch her
She
laughing, bro.
Yeah. She looking good. Y'all out?
Because that's one thing about girls. They'll obviously again, consensually, like don't OD. No. But like even if you out, they'll act like you don't like it, but they like that shit. Yeah. You like if they with their little friends, you just like hit on them wildly aggressive. Like damn, you look good, shirt. Like just some funny shit. But like you just hit on them. They like that shit.
So why
you
it's
your baby?
Do whatever you think another nigga would do to your girl.
Dig her down in town hall real quick.
Yeah, bro, just grab her ass a little bit.
Grab her ass off and leaking social real quick.
If she's crying about, not crying, but if she's like whining about her man. If she's being whiny about her man with like this and that, you need to limit her time.
I'm saying if you are her man. I'm saying if you are her man. Like, so she doesn't cheat.
Oh, I'm just saying in general.
Oh, okay.
Like if there's a circle full of girls and you're giving everyone's getting equal attention, but the other one's just like, but she brings up her boyfriend, she's kind of whiny. You need to stop talking to her.
Yeah,
because you're giving her free attention.
Yeah.
And
there's
that's
some
all she
girls who
wants.
just like, this sounds bad, but like, this sounds not even worse, but it's just like a different kind of annoying where it's like, you don't actually want to cheat. You want to like half cheat. Yeah. It's like you just want to know you could cheat. And it's like, this is even worse. It's like worse. You just want to like tease other niggas.
It's like, oh my God, you're going to hate me.
Like, why?
The next time we know not to invite.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I just like, don't half cheat. Like, just don't entertain him at all. Yeah. Like, why'd you get his number at all? Well, I thought we could be business partners.
Yeah, don't half-foot it. And then
you got an ice cream
put 10 toes down.
Stand on that shit, bro.
Stand on that shit.
Yeah, right.
Because you knew what you were signed up for.
I just thought maybe he could be my yoga buddy.
And listen, like, and some of you, like, here's the thing, like, it's a very hard pill to swallow, but some people aren't meant, at least at a certain stage in their life, to be in a relationship. Yeah. So, like, if you even, like, I'm not condoning you ladies out there cheating, whoever's cheating, like, if you can't stay faithful to who you're with, like, you don't need them for the comfort of, like, knowing they love you when you look ugly. Like, just stand on being alone and then going out and getting smutted out sometimes. That's what you choose to do. Yeah. But, like, you don't gotta be out here breaking somebody's heart who's madly in love with you. Like,
no, not at all.
We're not condoning that.
Not at all.
At the same time, that's not my business.
Some days I condone it though. Sometimes I'll be like, it like obviously like I will say like 9 times out of 10 I am disgusted when y'all do that shit. But like sometimes
you wanted to.
Sometimes when they do it, it's like that's kind of funny.
Yeah, you wanted to.
Like you so like especially
you wanted to.
Like we was in Pudding Bang, they'd be like, I'm getting married like next
2
week.
weeks.
It's
2
like,
weeks.
It's almost like you really don't give a fuck.
Getting married in 2 weeks from that day. And was potentially with or not with another man.
Like you just see someone who like just doesn't give a fuck at all. You're almost like impressed by. You're like, wow, you don't
like
give
you are
shit.
really gutted.
You are gutted.
So I shouldn't do this. I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
You going home to this nigga tomorrow?
Yeah, and he's gonna kiss you.
He said, "Why'd you come back to that house then? What are you talking about?
Where does he think you at?"
He said, I think your phone is ringing.
What's going on, bro? That nigga FaceTiming you right now. Get your phone.
And you didn't pick up.
Yeah. Your phone. You lost your phone. You didn't even look for it. I have your phone. You didn't even look for it.
No, what is it? Like you see, you
knew he was FaceTiming you 2 hours
turned it
ago.
over.
And you turned it over and looked and you ignored it.
But then you called him when you left and said, "Oh my God, babe, like we got so drunk. Sarah was throwing up again. It was so crazy. Like I love you."
And you posted him and the dog on Monday. Said, "All I need." It's like, come on, man.
Prayers to that man, bro.
Prayers to him, bro.
Or a woman, but like prayers to that man.
Prayers, blessings, man. Congratulations
like
on getting married.
Said, just take a girl one time and
you got to, bro.
Yeah, that's exciting though.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be the other niggas you worry about. You have to be them other niggas sometimes.
Hey, boo, meet me in the bathroom.
Hey, what would another nigga say?
Oh my God, what do you mean? Like we're in the middle of the bar.
Yeah, don't act macho and like leave, not leave, but like go try to be like walk away from her and talk to some other girl. That's gonna blow shit up.
Yeah, say some nasty shit. Like I'll put your whole ass.
When you go get drinks, you be like, hey, when you go get drinks, tell us something wild shit and go get the drinks.
Right, just whisper in and walk. Just let that shit marinate. Because you're going to come running back if some other dude when you walk away is over in her ear and you're going to be mad wondering what he's saying. Like, you just be that guy.
But you
be the guy you worried about.
If you got her hot and bothered, she ain't going to worry about another nigga.
No.
Exactly.
You say you wearing that
she
dress.
already wants you, but if you're not getting somebody else is going to try.
I'll lift your dress up right now.
Let her know
that. Skirt, bro.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'll get us both kicked out right now.
Try me.
Try me.
Try me. But obviously, whatever she like, Some girls and some girls don't just go choke your bitch in town hall. Like, you gotta know what she's into.
She's into that. No,
He said,
get his ass out of here.
Say, cut.
Get his ass. Yeah,
He said that will not hold up.
Who wants to?
She's into, you know.
We ain't tell you nothing.
Beyonce told me to smack her.
He said, no, we did not.
we did not.
We're wholesome family content.
Kinky shit. I ain't say assault that bitch in the middle of fucking julep, bro.
Don't do that.
But again, like we said, no judgment. And we're not saying we condone any of this behavior, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that sash don't absolve you of everything.
Nah.
That white and that sash don't absolve you of everything.
Nah.
Man. That still come back to you.
Yeah, it's gonna come back.
Come back.
Come back.
I love those guys. Any final thoughts before we kind of head out, sign off on this entire ordeal?
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty busy month for wrestling. Let's get all of our ducks in a row here, just to let you guys know. Of course, you have the A show. Rewriters Room will be wrapping up very soon. They had a really cool guest for their final episode of the season. You got the War Report as well, which they just celebrated their 100th episode. Make sure you go watch that as well. Shout out to Wale for showing them love on that last week. But we also have the return of Legendary Run on our Patreon. That is a show that we do Patreon only. We talk about a specific wrestler at the highest point of their career. Me and Cyrus will be talking about Batista's 2005 run. So that should be really cool. That's going to start in October. Also have a new episode of Spot Callers in October. We're thinking of something spooky. So if you're on the Patreon, you'll be able to vote for that episode. But we also had episodes on the Nick Gage Invitational and also the Stardom show that features that Match of the Year candidate that I talked about as well, coming this month for Spot Callers. So a lot of stuff happening, as well as our weekly content on October on our Patreon. Of course, we still have the deal that we've made. If you give us 100 patrons, we're at 75 right now. Me and Meelz will do the one chip challenge. We're going to record it. We're going to let you guys see us die basically on camera. So if you want to see that and you want to see it happen relatively soon, make sure you subscribe to our Patreon. Listen, all it takes is $3 and you'll be you're in there. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty busy month for wrestling. I can't wait to see where we go with it.
I love it. Love to hear it. Thank you guys for tuning in every week, of course, on the A Show. You can follow the A Show at the A Show RNC on the Twitter. And yeah, stay subscribed, stay tuned, stay ready, and we will be back.
Absolutely. See you guys later. Peace.